Hey everyone, it's Jason. We're gonna do another Krosmaster unboxings for some of the figure packs. So, if you want to know the rules or how to play the game, check out one of the base sets, like Arena or Quest videos where I kind of go over and explain how the game works and everything. If you want to know about how to buy stuff, check out my like buying guide video. Where I kind of go over the different types of sets and what's in them and maybe what you should be looking for. This, I just want to actually go through and show you what's in the boxes of the stuff I own. So we're going to jump into it. If you're not at all familiar with what Krosmaster is and you're just tuning into this for whatever reasons it popped up, it is a tactics a tactics fighter type game. Although the Quest version does have a cooperative mode, but it's still grid-based. You play on map tiles, and you have your miniatures fight each other or fight other things. So the first thing we're going to go through is, I had already opened this a long time ago, before I decided to do these videos, but I still have the boxes. We're going to go through the Duel Pack 1 and Duel Pack 2. Which have exclusive characters, some exclusive other content. So this one has, as we can see here, Captain Amanka versus the Mercanator. So it's kind of like a hero versus a bad guy type thing. First thing we're going to look at is the map. Yeah, so here we have Captain Amanka, and there is upside down is the Mercanator. So that's one thing that's really neat about these, about getting these dual sets is, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's coughing. You're going to get an exclusive map to play on, which is going to have a code down here I'm going to keep covered up. But yeah, like, this game can always benefit from having more maps to play on, just because the base game comes with a double-sided board, which they're fairly similar. So buying extra sets like this, expansion sets, or like some of the set 1 characters get you extra maps. So if you check out the videos for that, you'll see some of those. So it's going to have different stuff you can do down here. And then on the side here, it's actually going to tell you, like, a little bit of, story for each character. And then some rules for them. And then if we flip it over to the other side, it's going to have rules for the game. So it's kind of neat is you can generally just pick up this set and play it. If you don't own any of the base games, which is kind of neat. And then maybe you're like, oh, I just want to try this out. So you pick this up, you can see how 2 players play against each other. And then you can decide if you want to pick up a full base set. Same thing with most of the little boxes. Because they come with maps, you can play them by themselves. You're not going to get everything, all the cool 3D content and stuff like that. But it at least gives you still an idea of how to play the game. This also adds special duel tokens, which you can add in here. So you can use them in here, or you could add them to your other game, which give you different bonuses, things like that. Sorry, I'm not going to spend too much time on the map. We do get 2 sheets of tokens. So here we have, like, stuff for plus and minus, AP and MP, health tokens, your various dual tokens, which are going to do different stuff. They flip them over, and then there's like levels for those, and there's your minuses. So there's those. Other really cool thing, you're going to get 2 special colored dice. So they're going to be the same dice that are in the base game, because you're going to need dice to play the game for fighting against each other. But it's neat, you get different colored ones, because the other ones are solid white with black ink on them. So getting a different color is kind of cool. Necessary? Nope, but still kind of neat. Alright, here's our first character. Alright, so our first character, which I'm going to assume is like the hero-ish in this, is Captain Amanka. Ankina. I'm not sure. It's clearly a Captain America spoof or ripoff, which is definitely fine. So these guys are a little bit more powerful than your average characters. They're level 6 up there. Sitting as the other guy that kept the same level. So he is an Avenger and a boss. The boss makes a difference because there's certain game modes where you can fight against it, or you need to fight a boss character. So they made a bunch of other characters bosses, so you can swap them out. That's usually where that comes in. So he has a couple of different abilities. He has Biceps, which is -1 AP during the first Biceps of this turn. Disco Plane, Kickmaster, move closer 3 spaces, pierces armors, and Muscularization, +2 AP, and Captain Amanka's turn. And then he has Apovios. I don't know why it's listed as that instead of powers like every other card. I don't know if it's just the way they were trying to like write his character as being a foreign character. He has resistance, so he has resistance to fire and leaf. And then he has Kromendable. So Kromendable says, as long as he is in play, let me scoop this up a bit. As long as he is in play, his Avenger allies get +1 health, and his allies are level 3 and above get 1 AP and 1 MP. Oh, I see. It also says down here, Akamrana product. So maybe this is actually like a character that they borrowed from something. I'd never noticed that before. So that's kind of interesting. So these are maybe like guest characters. That's actually pretty cool. Or that's the company that owns the game. Now that I see this. This is also like on the bottom logo here. Or that's Ankamana. I don't know. I don't know anymore what I'm talking about. The letters were so close, they just mixed up. Never mind. Alright, but that's him. So here's this card here. He's kind of got like a gladiator vibe. He's got like this like mohawk sticking out of his helmet, which kind of looks like this mohawk's like gladiator helmet. He's got like gladiator armor. Big A on his shield. Yeah, so clearly kind of like looks Gladiator / Captain America. Alright, the other character we have is the Mercinator. He's it's like a tech guy with a lot of hair. So he's a steamer, villain, and a boss. He has Pulverization, Shovel area, -1 MP, moves back 1 space. Cloak of Fog, cross area, pierces armor, but he also costs him some health to do. Foregone Conclusion, not Foregone, Foregone Conclusion, which lets him heal. And Pressure Cooker, which costs him 5 health, but gets +1 MP, +4 AP. Attacks foes cast by Mercinator this turn inflict +1 purple damage and +1 blue. He has some resistance to purple and blue, and he has Krosum ability. So Krosum says, when he is a target of a spell, Mercinator cannot suffer or be healed more than 3 at a time. It's kind of interesting that he has resistance to the 2 abilities he casts, and he has resistance to the 2 abilities he casts. Like, it would be bad if they had resistances to each other, but that's just kind of neat. So there's his cool mechanism, all that hair everywhere. I do like that they actually have, like, skin underneath, so he's not just, like, a ball of hair. But yeah, it's a neat steampunk vibe. Alright, so that was Duel Pack number 1. We're going to now do Duel Pack number 2. And there is a third one out there I do not have yet. But if I get it, I will definitely do an unboxing for it. So we're going to get a bunch of interesting little stuff in this one. I think they went a little bit more crazy with this set than they did the previous one. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe they thought more people were going to play it, or it just been out longer. So they were like, hey, we can add more stuff. So on the back side of this big pamphlet, we have, of course, the rules again. There's some extra stuff in here because it has what all these different counters mean. Plus some different objectives and turns. They probably just added some stuff. Plus there's special action tokens, which the other set did not have. So there's all that. And then if we flip it over, cover up this code here, we have the treasure vault. Alright, so we got big giant treasure vault map. So it's gonna have some different stuff on the bottom, just a reminder of what stuff is. And then the other side is gonna have information for the other characters. Now this one only has 4 things: Guardian, Piles, Chest, and Pillar. And down here is kind of like a little game guide. So it actually has a little bit more stuff for this character. So of course it has King Nadius's information telling about what he is, but then he has special things that he can do for this duel. And then of course they have the turn counters like they do on some of the other small maps. And then if we flip it over to the other side, we have the thief character. Who you could, I guess potentially you could play as anybody other than these 2 characters. But they just lift, what's it says, the Queen of Thieves. She has her special things she can do, just generally how to do stuff. And then at the bottom she actually has where she starts, Thomas, Chest, Pillars. Then she also has 2 other special things that she can do by activating things, because she's trying to steal the treasures, the other guy's trying to keep them. So actually also makes for an interesting, different game mode, because it's not just a battle. There's actually a couple of other things you're trying to do in there. So with that, we get 2 sets of tokens. So you're going to have like map, this key, some potion items, a bunch of piles of coins, plus your health tokens. And then we're going to have another set here, so you're going to have some more different treasures. And then on the back side of these, all the treasure chests are going to be sealed, and they have a number on them. So like you have to pay that and then flip it over to see what the actual treasure is. And the same thing with these piles of coins. You can have them flipped over. You don't know how much these are worth. You can spend 2 to flip them, basically open them. Oh, it was worth 1 coin, or it's worth 3 coins, or 2 coins. Yeah, it's worth 3. Or it's a dud, or it's a really rare one. One thing I do like about this versus the original ones, the other dual pack, is these are pretty flimsy cardboard. This is actually solid cardboard like you get for like regular game tokens. And I'm glad they went with this quality versus a little cheaper version, just because they hold up better. But it's what it is. Alright, so let's look at our 2 characters. So we're going to have our King Midas, who is a play on like King Midas, of course. You'll look at his little mini. So he is basically just hair with lips and teeth. He's standing on a treasure chest. That's pretty cool. Got a scepter. He's got this hat that looks like he's probably controlling him at some point. Oh, his chest, you can look down here. That's like a tongue. You can see the tongue on the board. That's kind of cool. Alright. So then we are also going to look at his stuff. Excuse me. So he's an Entroff boss. He has Nest Egg. He gains 1 karma, which is like your money. Cheapskate, collect 1 from the targeted free cell, and Painful, -1, he loses 3 MP. He also has Sacred Booty. Let's just scoop that up so we can read that a little bit better. Each time he inflicts 1 or more damage to an enemy Krosmaster, King Negus gains 1 money if he has fewer than a stocking target, or heals himself 1 if he has equal or greater. So he's going to be a little... He's not the thief, but he is greedy. And on this side, we have the Queen of Thieves. So there's her miniature. She's got standing on a skull, which her sword is sticking into, which is pretty neat. Little dagger there. Her sword has an eye. Plus she has skeleton body armor. The cape is pretty cool. Neat little headpiece. I just love the details on these. Even like this, where it's clear on, like, what blue color on this side, but then on the inside it's white. Like, that's just neat. They put that much detail into these. Let's look at her. She's a Scram, Ram. I keep saying Scram. I want to put a C in there. And a boss as well. She has Hold Up, steal 1 from targeted Krosmaster. Misery, remove 1 from the targeted free cell. Bankruptcy, minus Spore, target Krosmaster loses Spore. And then she has Occult Plunderer, which says, at the beginning of her turn, Queen of Thieves inflicts +1 all elementals. This turn with her attack spells, if she has fewer money in stock than her enemy. Immediately gains +2 if she has MP if she has 2 or greater stock than her targeted Krosmaster. Alright, so that's kind of cool. It'd be interesting to see if they would really work well, or how well they would work, like, in the regular game, because they're all about stealing money back and forth. And although there are lots of missions, like, when you're playing the game, you're trying to get money, so I could definitely see that being a thing. This is also something I really love, is their cards go together to form a big picture. Anytime a game does that, I love that. I love connected art. Last thing to show off for this is we also get colored dice. They're not as neat as the clear dice from the first one, but I like the fact that they're different colors. So now you could have those 2 colors, these 2 colors. If Duel Pack 3 has different colored dice, you can have a 3rd colored dice. Plus you have all your white dice. I don't know if the other sets on anything else come with different colored dice, but different colored dice are really neat. Because then, like, even now, if I'm playing a 4-player game, each person could get their own special die, and then everyone can share the big ones. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to go over in this one, because I don't have a Duel Pack 3, and this one doesn't really fit any of my other stuff, is this is the Bazaar collection. I'm trying to see if they have the actual name of it here. It's Kerub's Bazaar. And not bizarre like strange, like bizarre like a marketplace. But nope, they don't actually list that on here anywhere for whatever reason. But that's what it was called. So we're going to get 4 different characters that kind of go together with that. So let's pop them. You can see in the... So if you look at the back picture behind them, you can see like a shop. It's got different weapons and stuff. That's kind of cool. I guess even if you look at some of these other ones, like back of that one's treasure vault. So I should that's kind of neat to maybe set that up somewhere as like extra little terrain or something. So on the side of the package is where the code is for this. Because this one does not have a map. So it's just bigger. So like keep an eye out for that when you're opening your boxes. So let's jump in and see what we got here. So we're going to have a bunch of cards and characters. But we are going to get some tokens. So we are going to get a tree that we can build. Just replace any other tree in the game. So maybe if you don't want only green trees or you want some different colored trees, you could get one of that. Same on both sides. We have a giant carrot, which again you could use to replace a tree, just to give some different things. So if you bought stuff from Series 2, you'll get a bunch more of these tokens. So that way you actually, if you bought most of or all of Series 2 figures, you'll have a bunch of these. So you can actually make a map and replace all of them, just to maybe give a little bit thematic difference. So on the opposite side of this, they have like a little bite out of it, a little creature down there who stole that part. Just a little neat aesthetic. Here we're gonna get a rock. Just something else to put in the way. Maybe replace like a crate or something else. Or just if you're doing your own maps. Plus we get some cool solid tokens. So like these are a little bit better than, like I said, them flimsy ones you got. And then the other side just has like the minus versions. And then the last thing we'll get on here is one of these little guys here. Some more different tokens. And if we flip it over, just the minuses. Plus we have a dual-sided coin now, which is kind of cool. So you have like a heads and tails. Because I do have some characters that involve you having to flip coins. So it's kind of neat just to have a special coin for that. Alright, then we're going to jump into the characters. So we have Lou. Which these little hair pieces make her kind of look like a puppy dog. I don't think she's supposed to be. But we'll see what she does. She said she's an Ognek. She has Whip Smash, pierces armor, +1 MP, +2 AP. So that's kind of interesting because her ability costs 5, and then she can use it, she gains 2, so she'd only have 3 left. So unless she has something else to give her extra AP, that doesn't really help her. But that's just saying her standard card. As you play through the game, you collect various items and things that give you extra spells. So that's how you can make your characters more powerful or different, make each game a little bit different. She also has Sit, Stay. So maybe she is kind of a dog. Sit, Stay, an enemy character who started your turn adjacent to Lou is unable to target her with spells this turn. Oh, so that's pretty helpful. Alright, so the next one we're going to have is Joris. Who's this, I don't know, elkish creature thing? I'm not really sure what he's supposed to be. Looks kind of cool, though. He's going to have Tickles. Inflicts 2 black damage against bandits. So I guess if we have some bandits, which I haven't seen yet, he'll do extra damage to them. His powers are unfazed and immunized, so he can't really be hurt by a lot of stuff. And then of course there's a story if you want more story for them. Alright, so then we have Kerub Kreppen. This big old buff warrior guy. He's got some dice around his neck. Scar on his chest. Looks like he's about to beat the crap out of someone. So at least it looks like we're going to have at least one fighter in this set. I like that this one has a sword. He's an Escaflip. Claws of Senegal. -1 AP. Jackpot. Play heads or tails. Oh, that's why we needed the coin. We didn't need one, but it's why we have one. Inflict +7 damage if you get heads 3 times in a row. So that's really risky. Because it costs all 7 of his AP to use. But 7 damage can take out a lot of people. And then he has Playful Claw, which has Hand Zone. And then he has Escaflip's Second Chance. It says, when Kerub Krepping rolls for a critical, armor, lock, or dodge, he must reroll the dice one more time. If the results are not successful, the second result is final. I just want to look at this. So if he does 7 damage, he only has 2, she only has 6. So he can take out either one of them with one of those hits. I don't think these guys are necessarily meant to, like, play these two against him. Because I don't think they'd ever be able to do 13 damage. I think they're just kind of like, hey, this is a powerful guy. These are some other interesting characters. So our final one is Grampy. Grampy is actually the guy we just looked at, Kerub's older self. You can see they both have the dice necklace. They have the brown around their one eye. He loses his ponytail, though. Yeah, so it's kind of neat, because actually there's 3 different characters. But here he's got all this gold now, because he's running a store. His Bazaar, right there. Kerub's Bazaar. So Grampy has Old Habits. Does 1 damage. Fate of Escaflip. Pushes target back 2 cells, minus 2 AP. Feline Friends. Pushes target back 2 cells. Enemy targets will suffer 2 damage, and Grampy will be healed 2. And an allied target will be healed 3. Ooh, that's pretty powerful. And it doesn't even cost him all his stuff. And then his Bazaar power says, at the start of Grampy's turns, play heads or tails. Heads, Grampy gains +2 MP, or tails, he gains +2 MP. Well, that's pretty cool too. Because then if you spend 4 on this one, you still have 2 left, and at the beginning you could potentially have an extra 2 and do it a second time. Or you could do that ability 1 time, just push a guy back, depending on the range of your characters. So that's actually pretty awesome. He's pretty powerful. It's just, interesting. Like, they're not really meant to fight against each other, but they add some extra things to it. That is all I have for today. Check you guys out in the next video. Bye.